There's no doubt that our DNA is evolving. It is a natural process. So when we talk about human evolution, it's actually the evolution of our DNA and the evolution of consciousness. The more of our DNA we use, the higher levels of consciousness we reach. That creates a feedback mechanism. It allows us to think higher thoughts, which activates more of our DNA, and we think even higher thoughts, and there goes the consciousness. Global unity consciousness that starts to unite the people. So the evolution of our DNA is something that has been coming for a long time. And I think it seems to me at the moment, and many researchers seem to agree on this point, is that the 2012 event that was predicted by the Mayas and many other ancient cultures and civilizations that talk about these giant these ages in human history that go, between 5,000 and 6,000 years long are these ages, and the Gold Age, the Iron Age, the Bronze Age, and so forth. And and the Mayan is probably the most famous calendar, the Mayan calendar that talks about the ages and the end of the world. Well, it's not the end of the world, it's the end of an age and the beginning of another. It's the beginning of a new age of higher consciousness where humanity will, something dramatic is going to happen to our planet, to humanity, that will launch us into this new age where we wake up en masse in ever-increasing numbers and reach higher levels of consciousness. And it seems that many researchers are agreeing on the fact that the crossing of the galactic plane, the galactic equator that we entered in 2012, and we are still probably crossing it. The absolute exact statistics on this come with a variety of truth in it and deception in it again. But the fact that when we cross the galactic plane, the galactic equator, that's where all the concentrated frequencies and the sound energy and the knowledge and information is encoded very, very densely in that galactic equator, where all the solar systems and planets and stars are scattered in this plane out of the galactic center. And the moment we cross that with our solar system, we're exposed to all these very high frequencies, these belts of knowledge and information that just fill us. It's information that goes into our DNA and activates our DNA. And I think it's that activation that has sparked off this new age of human consciousness rising very rapidly throughout our planet. The most important thing we can do and should do is just to recognize that. Just the moment you think about the fact that, wow, I can activate my DNA with my thoughts and my mind, because we are, after all, the creators of our own reality. And this has already been shared with us more than 100 years ago with the understanding of quantum physics. And yet that's not what we teach our children at school. So just by simply thinking about it, saying, wow, I can utilize the energy in the universe and all the knowledge around me, the knowledge and the information that sits in that morphogenetic field that connects everything in creation together, where all the knowledge and information lies, I can utilize that to fill me with all this knowledge and information to help activate my DNA, help activate larger and larger percentages of my DNA, and just propel you into higher consciousness. The first thing I would do is go back to the creation stories of all ancient cultures and bring those stories and narrative and characters and storylines into the storybook. What the ancients have been telling us, that we come from the stars and that we have been put here on this planet for various reasons. And then start introducing children to the various possibilities of who we are, where we come from, and why we're here, and stop dictating to them preconceived ideas that we drum into their heads, and then we put them into exam situations and put them under stress and make them repeat and regurgitate nonsensical information from textbooks. And if they don't regurgitate it the way that we taught them, they fail, and they are ridiculed for failing because they can't repeat something in parrot fashion. So what we need to do is remove that kind of training and teaching and start teaching our children from the earliest of age what we've been taught over the thousands of years by all ancient cultures. We come from the stars. We are part of the universal universal community of beings, and let's start behaving like that. Let's start reconnecting with the universal community of beings, and that'll be an additional fast track to raise the consciousness, to unite people, make them realize that we are human beings on this planet. This is our home. We're not divided. We are one group of human beings, no matter what skin color you come from or what background you have. This is our planet, and we've got to make the most of it on this planet. Well, the information from the Sumerian texts would be obviously very critical, since we've already spoken about that. But then there are other things, and not just the Sumerian texts. We look into the Vedic stories, the Veda scriptures and the Vedic scriptures and information that we have about the creation, how everything came into being. The Aborigines people of Australia that talk about how everything came into being, specifically regarding planet Earth itself, which is all to do with resonance. And all these ancient cultures talk about resonance and sound, the sound of the Creator being the source of all things. So sound and resonance is something that we need to start teaching children, and the importance of sound and resonance and how that affects our lives, from music, from the spoken word, from music, from arts and culture, from feeling the vibrations around us, being sensitive to that, and to dance and drumming and rhythms and so forth, and letting our children understand from the earliest of age how that formulates our capacity, or helps our capacity, to connect to the things around us by understanding how sound and resonance connects everything. So look, ultimately what happens with this is, once we start teaching our children a whole new history of this planet, new history of humanity, that brings into realization a whole new education system. And the education system is one of the cornerstones of the whole Ubuntu contributionism philosophy, and a blueprint for a new human prosperity, where we educate and teach our children very, very differently from the way we teach them today, which currently our schools are nothing more than indoctrination torture camps, where our children experience 12 years of pain and suffering, anxiety and stress, to come out with a piece of paper with which they then go looking for a job. That is not surely your life's purpose, to fulfill that.